Here from Western Massachusetts and your Real Boston Rams. First, let's meet tonight's officials, the head referee, Steve Delisle.
And from beautiful Veterans Memorial Field here in Quincy, Massachusetts, tonight, the fourth place Real Boston Rams coming off a tough loss to Seacoast United, 5-1 just a couple of days ago. Back in action tonight against the Western Mass Pioneers. It's going to be an I-90 Derby matchup down in Quincy. I hope you're ready for the ride. Alongside Kiesel Broom, the starting keeper usually for your Real Boston Rams, and Mike Agostinho. I'm Tom Quinlan, high in the gantry this evening. Kiesel, welcome into the broadcast. How you feeling, man?
Feeling well. I'm excited for this game. You know, it's a tough game, and winner gets first place.
Yeah, it should be good in the sense that we are looking forward to hopefully, seeing the Rams get back into first place. Coach Mike Agostinho with us in the booth as well. This is a team that's been battling all year. It's been tough in the sense that last game, you go up against a Seacoast United team, you lose 5-1, you give up 3 early goals, and the officiating throughout the night was skeptical.
Yeah, it was a
sketchy.
Tough night.
That's the better word.
Yeah, sketchy. It was a tough night on all fronts. I mean, anytime you go down a goal in your home stadium, 8, 9, 10 minutes into the match, it's always going to be an uphill climb. And worst of all, we were facing a counterattacking team, and we played right into their hand by falling behind. And literally, it was counterattack after counterattack, and things that could go wrong went wrong. I mean, the man next to me here, to my right, Kiesel, went down with a shoulder injury, which is why he's in the booth with us tonight. And, and Nick had to go into goal with no warm-up, cold. So it was just a night to forget, but definitely a learning experience. I think we learned a little bit about how to keep our shape and how to win. We got to win the ball back more. Coach Hobie here stressing we didn't win the ball back the way we have been. So tonight, the focus is going to be to win the ball back when we lose it. And there are times where you need that professional foul to kill that counterattack. So hopefully tonight we can do that.
And we'll go over that more as the night progresses here. We're looking at a Western Massachusetts team, Kiesel, as you said, fighting for first place, just like the Real Boston Rams. Right now, Western Mass in third place, 13 points on the year, 4-0-1. Impressively enough, 17 goals for, 5 goals against. And this team on the road is deadly. 2-0 on the year, 7 goals for, only 2 goals allowed. And, I mean, here's how it gets. 5-1. At Westchester in their last match. Their second straight 5-goal night. The first one came on June 4th, 5-1 against Portland. This is a team that has good offense. They played really well last year. Mike, tell us a little bit about the team in white tonight.
Well, I think we're playing the favorite in the division this year. From what I've seen in the division, I think they're the strongest team top to bottom in terms of experience. And we're about to pause. Oh, no, okay. I thought we were pausing for the anthem. They definitely have the, in my opinion, and I've been around the division now a couple of years, this is the most prolific, toughest striker to mark in the division, Junior Alencar, Boston native. He's happy to be home tonight, and he's going to try to do what he normally does. We saw him last year in 2 games. He put 4 goals in the back of our net. He's off to one heck of a start. He's off to like eight goals in 4 games so far this season. The counterattack is dangerous because he is at the other end, and he doesn't need much support. He's a good dribbler. He's a big body up front. He's definitely someone that Mitch Tainter and Willis Griffiths are going to have their hands full with. But it's going to be great for those 2 young center backs to have a striker like this to defend, because you do not see players like him in this country very often. So, a very unique striker.
All right, we'll pause for our nation's colors. Back with the first kick. And a very nice rendition of our national anthem, our Star-Spangled Banner, and welcome back into the booth. Veterans Memorial Field. Tonight it is the Real Boston Rams hosting the Western Mass Pioneers, an I-90 derby for first place. Currently the Real Boston Rams sit in fourth place, 4-2-0 on the year, 12 points. And in third place, it is Western Mass, 13 points on the year. And we go to the graphic right now. You look at the rest of the Northeast Division. Let's look at the top 4 teams, though. You got Seacoast and CFC Azul sitting tied for in terms of points with 14 points on the year. Seacoast takes the advantage in the sense of goal differential. 13 goals, 4 on the year, only 5 goals against CFC Azul, just on the crevice of getting that first place. 13 goals for, 8 goals against. So, I mean, this is a tightly contested division. Alongside Mike Agostinho and regular starting goalkeeper Kiesel Broom for your Real Boston Rams. Kiesel up here in the booth with us tonight. Unfortunately, dealing with a little bit of shoulder issues. Look at him as the Tim Howard of the USLPDL. Just as good and just as good on the mic as well. Nick Thompson in net for the Real Boston Rams. Let's get a little background on him, Kiesel.
Well, Nick Thompson is a very good goalkeeper from England. I think very good feet, good hands, very athletic, good in the air. We get to train all the time, and he brings a very competitive mentality to training, and I think he'll be perfect. I think he'll be fit right in and do what he can to help the team get 3 points tonight. Communicationally,
what is he going to have to focus on tonight? You got a good Western Mass team that likes to attack.
Well, we have the forward junior, who's I heard is pretty fast. So, I mean, communication between the back line and the outside backs of where he is at all times and making sure we have his number.
So the Real Boston Rams defending from the right side and moving towards the left side on your computer screen. The Western Mass Pioneers defending from the left side and moving towards the right side. The Rams in the home blacks, the Western Mass Pioneers in the away whites tonight. The New England Revolution currently in their U.S. Open Cup competition. They're in Richmond, Virginia tonight, taking on the Kickers. Should the Revolution defeat the Kickers, they will take on the Rochester Rhinos in the next round of the U.S. Open Cup. No effect here, but within the affiliation, we like to keep a nice close eye on everybody down on the farm. As the Real Boston Rams have control, switch to the near side, and we have a infraction going against the Western Mass Pioneers. And the Rams, only 1 goal in that last match against Seacoast United. Coach, why was it so hard for the Rams to get going offensively?
Well, I think the biggest problem was, like I said in the pregame there, that we fell behind very, very early. Seacoast is a counterattack team. They were able to just sink in.
Well, when that one goes sailing over the crossbar
and that's
outside.
what I was talking about off the top. That's what I was talking about also about Junior. You saw right there, he got in a 1v1 isolation there. Junior Alencar from the Western Mass Pioneers. We have to avoid the 1v1s. We have to get support to the defender every time he touches the ball. He can go to either side and he uses both feet well. On Saturday, back to Saturday, Seacoast was able to play very defensive once they got up, and it was very hard for us to penetrate their defensive line. We got a lot of possession. I'd say close to 60%. But a lot of it, unfortunately, was sidewards. It was square and it was backwards. That we were missing that last delivery, forward, that through ball to get in behind. We couldn't get it. They were very, very organized defensively and also very quick defensively. Something we really haven't seen yet this year.
Quick counter, and it's taken away by the Rams near sideline. Nice job there, and it's advanced upfield. And now it is Resendez, and it's pushed to the far sideline where the Rams will control it. Dominic Baji in the area, just trying to create 2 forwards up top for Hobie Hare. The gaffer in his first season with the Real Boston Rams likes to play with 2 up top consistently. This Rams team has played with a 4-4-2 diamond formation where it pretty much interchanges throughout the entire night. You see guys like Ruben Resendez, Machado, J.P. Pereira, and Zico Lewis playing in different parts. But for the most part, as this one is a 50-50 ball, settled down by Western Mass, and they'll send it back to midfield. We see Ruben Resendez, a guy that just probably sits in the hole for most of the night.
Yeah, ideally he's going to sit in that hole and he's going to distribute out of it. He's going to be our first line of attack. And he's also, a very important player defensively, sitting in between the 2 center backs and denying that through ball that Western Mass are going to want to play.
As it is Rodriguez, and that one taken away on the interception. Nice job on the near sideline by the Rams. Defensively here, Kiesel, it seems like Western Mass is trying to force Boston out wide.
Yeah, it seems so. I mean, I think with Boston, with our team herself, we have a lot of skillful players with Zico, Fabio, with Dominique up top.
Right.
I think that we really got to play possession. You know, we have to keep the ball. We have to make Boston run. I mean, we really can't give the ball away in the midfield because that will lead to counters against Seacoast. So I think we possess it and we can serve it in all day. I think that, you know, the size that we have and the technical guys that we have will be able to capitalize on those opportunities.
And that's sent down, and this one will be way back to midfield, and there is Willis Griffith, the big man in between for the Rams. Excuse me, Mitch Tainter. My apologies. Speaking of Mitch Tainter, his grandfather, Joe Maroney, in the stands tonight. One of the greatest Big East soccer coaches, one of the greatest soccer coaches of all time.
It's great to see, you know, Mitch's grandfather here. And, you know, Mitch, we got some big news about Mitch, actually, that I've been asked to share on the air tonight.
Sure, go.
Mitch has been promoted, if you would, to the New England Revolution's training squad. So for the rest of the PDL season, he will train with the Revs first team and play in our matches. So he'll no longer train with us.
Information right there.
It is. It's exactly what this club was founded on. You know, it's the principle and it's the part of that development pyramid that we've worked so hard with the Revolution to develop. And
it's the goals of Brian Bellel, the president of the Revolution, and Mike Burns to get guys involved and getting them first team play.
Yeah.
So we have a goal kick here, and it's Warren Gross that'll send it downfield. And it will be headed back, and the Rams have to clear it. It's right out front in the area, and it's pushed to the far sideline. Duff Bedrosian. I know some of your lineup cards say Jacob, but go with Duff, because that's what he likes to be called. As it's played up top, and Zico Lewis pushes higher, but the Rams take their time in advancing the ball because it's on the far sideline where it is controlled by Jonathan Pereira. He was looking for Dominic Baggi there, but it gets cleared out and knocked out of play. Zico. Pereira. Zico. Tries playing it down for Baggi. Almost a nice, pretty back heel, but can't find Baggi on the reception. And it goes out, and that will be our first corner kick of the evening. Kiesel, how do you protect this if you're a keeper, and what are some of the things as a striker you're looking for to get past the man in between the pipes?
I think as a forward, you know, you got to see where the goalkeepers are. We got to see where the tendencies are. As you can see, the Western Mass have nobody on the post. You can exploit that with any kind of header in the air by putting it away from the goalkeeper. Usually, if the Rams would like to play short, you know, set up possession and then serve the ball in.
Which is what they do here. Sent inside the area, and it's Warren Gross who makes the easy save. That was Ruben Resendez.
And even with a big goalkeeper like Warren Gross, sometimes you have to push the ball a little bit farther, you know, because that's his big frame. It'd be easy to grab those balls.
Warren Gross with a awkward kick sent downfield. Resendez heads it back to midfield and over the half line where in their defensive part, Western Mass will set up in a poor touch right there from the back line of Western Mass, and that came off the foot of Cesar Lopez. Lopez just couldn't settle that down on his foot. And now it'll be sent to the near sideline where the Rams will have the two center backs play with it and try to set up something. It's the wing backs that for the Rams play very high, which is pretty uncharacteristic of the way things are done within inside the organization. So is it what we see here, Coach, a sense of the Rams being able to, as a turnover in the neutral zone and now coming up top?
Don't let him go left. There it is.
The shot and a goal.
That's what I'm talking about.
There he is, Junior Alan Nayar. Makes it 1-0. Alan Carr, excuse me. Alan Carr makes it 1-0. You just said it. Don't let him go left on his left twig and puts it into the back of the net, 7-18 in.
Yeah, he like I said, he's very good running at players. And like I said, you got to get support, and you're not going to stop him on the run. You have to have your feet moving, and you got to protect that. Make him go to his right. Don't let him go left. And they made, you know, our young center backs are made a young mistake there. And Junior's a very experienced player, having played professionally in Brazil. You know, in the past, also playing professional futsal in Brazil. This is not your average striker. I've said it before. He's just got more experience. He knows the game a little bit better than the forwards we're used to seeing. And if you watch him right now, he's gonna rest. He's not gonna kill himself running off the ball. He conserves all his energy for when he has the ball. And the Rams cannot lose sight of him.
And the Rams, Hobie Hare, not one to get up on the managerial box and start yelling and screaming, but very instructive right now from the sideline, trying to get his guys to refigure out their shape as you have Western Mass pushing down again. And it'll be touched around.
Again, this is going to make it difficult for the Rams now to possess and to go forward because it allows Western Mass the luxury of keeping bodies back. They've already got their goal. Makes a counterattack very easy.
As it's sent all the way downfield, and Thompson will come off his line. You know, Kiesel, when you see a shot like that coming off the left foot from a guy who is a born lefty, how difficult is that when you're the only man in between that and a goal?
It's tough. It's tough. I mean, when you have information like that and know that he's predominantly left-footed, sometimes as a goalkeeper you want to kind of cheat. You can give away, kind of maybe take away that near post and make him go far post, and then he's going to go so you can get there ahead of time. But sometimes they gamble and we lose. I mean, even on that goal, it's tough. We lose the ball middle of the park in the counterattack. So I mean, it's hard for a goalkeeper to go one-on-one, especially with a guy that's as skilled as Junior.
Downfield. And one back by Western Mass.
Yeah, it's got to be pressure on the ball there.
Forced out of play, and it'll be a throw-in for the Rams. Jonathan Eckford on the outside back tonight. He's opposite of Duff Bedrosian. And the Rams look to play it short, but it goes over the top. Jonathan Eckford does, and it's one back now by Western Mass. And the Rams trying to reconfigure their shape, and a big collision right there.
Good step by John Eckford there.
Jorge Gunvart and Eckford go body to body, shoulder to shoulder, and Eckford was on the receiving end of some turf. An interception from the Rams as a little tiki-taka from Rodriguez looking for Alan Carr. Speaking of that tiki-taka football, those Spaniards who have controlled the football world for over 6 years now, can we say?
Yeah.
The reign is over.
It is over.
As dropping 6 points in 2 matches in their group of the World Cup, just absolutely stunning stuff in what has been an incredible World Cup. Zico Lewis with it and forces it to the outside. And Pereira can't get it off his foot quick enough, and it is Western Mass back with it. Alan Carr can't get there in time as it's headed up by Willis Griffith, and Griffith gets it over the half line. And just looking around the league, go up to the U.S. Open Cup, 8 minutes in, and Stephen McCarthy made it 1-0 for the New England Revolution. As Jay Heaps' crew, who has been scoreless in their last 2 MLS matches, losing 2-0 to Montreal and 2-0 to the New York Red Bulls at home, finally get their first goal in 3 matches.
It's always key when you go on the road in a cup game to a lower league team to get that early goal, because the longer you see it in the FA Cup all the time when the Premier League teams go to a League One, League Two championship side, the longer it stays 0-0, the more the lower league side is going to believe, and the harder it's going to be to get that goal. So excellent start for the Revolution down in Virginia.
A lot of back-end play from the Rams right now. And, Coach, I mean, this is what you were talking about. It's park the bus time for the Western Mass Pioneers. And I know some people see that red bus back there, but no, that's not the one that's on the field right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is the luxury that you afford them when you go down early 2 games in a row. You let the other team, inside of 10 minutes, get on the board first, you know.
Right.
When you're a possession team, as you've seen with Spain in this World Cup, you can't fall behind. It's very hard to get back into a game when you possess, because teams not interested in taking the ball from you anymore. They're just interested in keeping you out.
Eckford with a nice touch to his left and moves down the sideline, now to his right, and Baji has it outside the 18. Dominic Baji can't move inside the area. He gets the ball tackled off his foot, and they're going to call him for the foul as Jorge Gunvart gets the win and gets the possession back for Western Mass. You know, as a goalie right there, you see and I'm talking with Kiesel right now, you see the back line keeping it shape, but do you get worried at points that what you need to do just in case, and obviously you always have to be moving, but are you to be thinking about outside the area? How do you lock down those guys?
I think, like I said before, it's constant communication throughout the back four. And even when we do have the ball and we're pushing forward, it's still keeping that shape within our defense. I mean, the last couple of times, last few minutes, when we have the ball, our outside backs have pushed way high and leaving it in 2-on-1 with Junior. And with our center backs, there needs to be a better communication there as Nick comes out of the line and collects the ball. There has, like I said, communication is key, especially with a guy as fast as Junior. You know, you have to be constant, know where he is at all times. And sometimes, like we said earlier, you might have to take the professional foul. That gets everybody else back, and then we can set up again. So.
Yeah, and as Kiesel said, that's something I'm sure an experienced team like Western Mass, you're going to see them do if we catch them, you know, in an odd man rush and we got numbers. You're going to see one of their center mids tug somebody down and let everybody get back. It is a part of the game, especially at this level. And as you go higher, it becomes an even more part of the game.
Resendez off the offsides call will take the free kick for the Boston Rams, and the outside wingbacks for Boston are playing extremely high now. Mitch Tainter and Willis Griffith, the only two guys, and sitting back, and Coach Hobie Hare playing very aggressive in the first 15 minutes of this match. Already down 1-0 and looking to get that first goal back. It was Junior Alencar off his left foot, puts it past Nick Thompson.
I think now, even for Boston, you know, even though we are down 1-0, the game is still early. You know, we have to be patient. We have to still connect our passes and not force anything because it's still early. You know, frustrations can grow, but we still have a whole another half to go, and we have to finish this one out as well.
Yeah, I think what's important, I think the Rams really quickly got to get their crispness back. They got to be sharp again because we saw it Saturday and we're seeing it again. All of a sudden, when you go down, these easy passes that we make all the time are all of a sudden not so easy. We're off, you know, we're hitting guys on the wrong side of a run where ball's coming off a shin guard. It's all of a sudden gotten choppy, as you see right there.
And Dom can't give the ball away there.
Alencar inside the area, inside, enough penalty awarded. Yes, no. It will be a yellow card.
Red. Oh, that is harsh. That is harsh. I'm sorry, that's harsh.
15 minutes into this match, and the Rams are going to play with 10 men for the remaining 75.
That's harsh, but you see Junior's experience there, putting his body in between him and the defender, knowing that there would be a foul coming. You see world-class forwards do that at the highest levels. Unfortunately, Dom couldn't get himself out of the way there, and I do feel that red card is a bit harsh. I don't think it was that clear of a goal-scoring opportunity. He was walking in, but they were close. You know, it was still a foot race to some extent. But well, the hole just got bigger, and now we got to go at it with 10 men. And
it will be Alencar to take it off the spot versus Thompson. Referee blows his whistle. Alencar looks in, and he buries it. 2-0. Western Mass. Alencar with 2 goals in 16 minutes and 9 minutes apart from the first one.
I tell you, Tom, I've seen him play maybe 7-8 times now, and I've seen him score no fewer than 2 every time I've seen him play. Very, very frustrating right now for the Rams. A little bit hard done by luck there. I thought we started well. In the first 5 minutes, we looked good. We looked better than we did on Saturday. Was thinking today was going to go a little different, but once you fall behind early, like I said, everything magnifies and the pressure magnifies, and now it's up to the players to collect themselves, to keep their heads in this game so they don't turn into Portugal against Germany. You see it at the World Cup level. You've seen the blowouts because teams lose their composure when they get behind early.
No Pep headbutting people.
No. Although if he knew he was going to get sent off, I wish he would have.
Well, you're
made that headbutt a little more worth it. Nonetheless, a
lot
very
of people
idiotic,
in Massachusetts
idiotic
very upset.
Play.
The large Portuguese nation that is inherited in here, not happy with the way that the World Cup is going for the Portuguese nation, who going into Sunday, it will be a throw-in for the Western Mass Pioneers on the far touchline. Look to avenge that embarrassing 4-0 loss. And
I don't know if there is any avenging that, Tom.
It will be a chippy match when the Americas meet the Portuguese this Sunday.
And the Americans are flying high right now. All credit to Jurgen Klinsmann. I said on our broadcast earlier this season, I loved his selection in the squad, and you see why. I mean, that was a team in every sense of the word. They defended. They were up against the ropes. They didn't quit. They gave up the goal. They gave up what everyone thought were the 3 points. You know, Bob Bradley's the coach, or Bruce Arena. I think the team sinks even more and plays for that 1 point, not Jurgen Klinsmann's boys. So all the credit in the world to the boys in red, white, and blue. And best of luck to them, and I do mean that.
Baji inside the area, looking for the receiving pass. Can't get it from Fabio Machado there. 50-50 ball, and Resendez trying to win it back from Alan Carr, playing very safely there. And, a collision right at midfield, and Duff Bedrosian goes down real hard. Brian
awkwardly.
Avila's not even getting talking to from the referee, but the headman checking in on Bedrosian. Where is the line drawn, Kiesel, between a yellow card and a red card? You get a tough tackle like that, 50-50 between Bedrosian there, and then you get a straight red card off of something that could have gone maybe a yellow. I mean, where do you draw the line?
I mean, I think for me, a couple things come into play. I mean, one, the referee's preference, his angle of where the foul is. Two, if there any malicious intent from the player. I mean, on the red card, from the referee's position and from the play itself, the ref obviously saw it as a goal-scoring opportunity, which was denied, and he had no other option. Even though it looked kind of soft from up here, he had no other option but to give Dominic Machado a red card. On that kind of play, I guess the referee saw as there was no malicious intent from either player, even though it was a hard foul on Duff. Sometimes it's just what happens, and it varies through referees as well. Some referees like to call everything. Some referees like to let the game play and not give out too many yellow cards.
It's down low for Zico. Inside the area for Baji, and it goes straight to Warren Gross. Zico Lewis, the highest scoring goal member of this Real Boston Rams team, 6 points on the year, 3 goals. Most shots as well, 11. Stick with you, Kiesel, here for a second. A guy that likes to play high up top and creates a lot of problems for defenders. How does he need to just start getting going and climb his way back into this and get the momentum going for Boston?
I think for him, he needs to have service. He needs to get service into his feet, and he has to have space to move, And that also works with guys around him, because if the team around him is not moving, is not creating space, not making runs, he has no other options to go. So I think that's a huge thing for whether it's Fabio, whether it's Dominique, whether it's JP out wide, that there has to be movement off the ball. That makes it a lot easier for him to create.
Inside the area again, and Thompson has to cradle it, as that was Pau Rodriguez. And it's up the field. Machado. And looking, not finding, though, the intended JP Pereira. All right, here we go again inside the area. Slide tackle. Thompson makes the save and almost headed out by the Rams. Still inside the area and clear. And the Rams will work it out as Machado has it. Down the line looking for Baji, and Baji can't get there, but we got a foul, and this one will go against Jorge. And not even a yellow card.
I'm a little bothered by that. When a referee makes a judgment like sending a player off, I think at that point the tone is set and the need to talk to players, is gone. I think cards have to go at that point because it becomes unbalanced.
Almost a little nutmeg right there from JP Pereira, but can't get the full nut, as it is now Baji with it. Zico Lewis. Zico turns, tries to keep it, and does. And it's Zico down the line. And it's going to be going out for a corner. The second one of the night for the Rams and the second one overall in this match. So it'll be on the near side, and we are expecting it to be played short. The Rams, as Kiesel said earlier, like to play that short corner game. And if you look at it, it's tough to get that height. The elevation going to be sent inside the box, though, and this one will be sailed over everybody, and it will go out of play for a throw. As a nice job by Mitch Tainter to run that one down, but he can't keep it in.
And even with there, you gotta capitalize on your opportunities. You're down a man. You're down 2 goals. You got to take any opportunity that you can. I mean, even though it is, we're 23 minutes into the game, you gotta be dangerous. You know, you gotta make Western Mass think that we can get a goal back, and we gotta pressure them.
Yeah, it's like Kiesel said, and when you're
Baji steals it away. Baji gonna try to stay with it, and I apologize.
When you're playing down a man, set pieces become that much more important. It's an opportunity where the man down doesn't really hurt you because you can get as many bodies in the box as the other guys.
Baji stays with it, and he tries to take a rip that gets deflected. Western Mass has to clear it outside the area and now pushes it up the field. And it will be on the far touchline where it will be controlled by Michael Matera. And now up top to Jorge Gunvart. And now Western Mass methodically moves up the ball. Ruben Resendez tries to tackle off and will get the foul as Maximilio Vieira getting a little too touchy right there, trying to get Ruben Resendez to, I guess, introduce him to himself more. I don't know, but the referee calls the foul and stops the play. Jonathan Eckford off the quick restart. Zico Lewis. And now Resendez. And out of the far sideline for Duff Bedrosian. And now back for Mitch Tainter. Kiesel, I see you're not happy with some of the things that progressively happening with the Rams offensively.
Offensively, I mean, for me as a goalkeeper, I'm always looking to see how the back line is with their shape. And even right now, the ball is on the right side of the field. We have John. We have too much space between John and our left center back Willis, and Junior is wide open. And it's one ball. The Junior's off to the races, and we're on a counterattack. So it has to be constant communication, and it looks like our shape isn't where it needs to be.
Yeah, and I don't see the Rams winning the ball back the way they did in the first 3-4 games of the season. Coach Hobie Hare has been persistent. We have to win the ball back. That is the way we play the game, from top to bottom, from the U14 Revs Academy to the Rams to the Revs first team. When you lose the ball, you win it back. And we're really, as Fabio there wins it back with a foul, but you really got to want that ball back. And I know we're playing with 10 men, but down 2-0, you can't be sitting back and letting them start taking the game to you. We're not built that way.
Near sideline where it's Alex Marks. Jorge. Inside the area, here he goes again, Alencar, and it goes straight to Thompson. 25 minutes in, 2-0 our score. Western Mass leads alongside Kiesel Broom and Mike Agostinho. I'm Tom Quinlan here from Quincy's Veterans Memorial Field here this evening. The Rams playing with 10 men as Dominic Machado was given a straight red for a challenge inside the area. We up here in the booth thought it could have been a little bit harsh. The referee on the field saw it differently.
By the letter of the law, it is a red card offense. You just don't always see the same enforcement of that letter. Fortunately, there's an inconsistency in refereeing at all levels. It's a very objective.
That is something we should talk to John Fonseca about the next time we have him around. It goes out of play.
The referee expert.
It'll be a throw on the near sideline, and a shout-out to John Fonseca wherever he's listening right now.
Alex Marks here with the ball. Actually, former Ram, played in I believe, 1, maybe 2 games last year before a season-ending injury. Brown University player. Very good outside defender.
Switches it. And now it will be J.P. Pereira trying to track back and get the ball for the Rams, but possession just staying with Western Mass as they send it all the way downfield. Checking around again, U.S. Open Cup. Richmond has tied it. George Davis in the 25th minute for the Kickers makes it 1-1. And looking at the rest of the World Cup action, the last game today, it is now a staggering 4-0 in the 73rd minute. Mario Mandzukic, who missed that opening match, sitting out with a red card, goes in, gets his goal. He's off to the races, and Group A is up for grabs because I don't think any of us can predict who's going to finish first in that. And a yellow card has been issued to J.P. Pereira. And again, we asked the question, where is the line drawn this evening? Because we've seen the Rams get taken down twice consistently so far, and the first tackle since the red card was given on the Rams has resulted in a yellow card. Kiesel, your thoughts?
So far, just inconsistency with the referee. It has to be, if you're going to give a yellow card for that, you have to give a yellow card for the tackles on the Rams as well.
Right. And it'll be a free kick on the far sideline and played by Jorge.
Not sure what's going on here with Zico's boots. He began taking it off. It looked like he was going to change him.
A yellow card to Rams number 9, Fabio Machado.
Excuse me, that was Fabio Machado who will receive the yellow card. And now it is Pau. And he'll be playing it way back there to Caesar.
Done.
And taken away. Here comes Zico Lewis, 3-on-3. Zico, inside the area. Baji off to the right.
Good. Best effort of the night right there from the Rams. Good counterattack. Zico does well there to get the ball to Baji, and good strike of the ball. Unfortunate that it went wide.
Just goes out for a goal kick, and it's right there for the taking for the Rams. And, you know, we talk about counterattack games. Boston, when they move quickly, they've got great speed up top.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a little bit of a difference now playing with 10 because we're so used to possessing, so used to having the ball all the time, that now we're not going to see as much of the ball naturally. We don't have as many players on the field as they do, so we're going to have to look to break fast when we do win it. Utilize that speed that we have up top.
Tainter.
Here we go.
Baji.
Got to get bodies in the box.
Inside the area. Chance for Machado. Close.
Never had a good hold of that there, Fabio. He's going to want that one back. That ball looked like it took a hop on him as it was coming in on his foot. Jumped up. He did his best to get a whack at it. Didn't hit it cleanly enough. But it's again, there's two good plays from the Rams, and it's a good omen hopefully for what's coming. Got to start getting that momentum shifting.
Ruben. And now back, it'll be Mitch Tainter, who's playing as a center back outside now. Defensive structure has changed drastically from the Rams, since this match has started, especially with the addition of that red card, as Resendez keeps it inside the area. Excuse me, that's J.P. Pereira. J.P. Pereira moves down, and that will be cleared out and kept in by Ruben Resendez. Switches it, looking for Fabio, doesn't keep it on the ground, and now it'll be a 50-50 ball where we will have a no foul called on the Rams. Willis Griffith taken, now it's Resendez. And Zico. And Fabio. And Duff. That one doesn't go to anybody, and that one will be picked up by Marks.
A bit rushed there from.
Well done.
Here goes Baji.
That's a foul, ref. Oh.
Fabio!
Just like that, and the Rams are back.
We got a game, boys.
Take us through it, Kiesel. Dominic Baji gets the ball at top of the area, and you get a nice strike from Fabio Machado. How was that play created?
You know, that was from the pressure we were talking about earlier. You pressure the back four, and they gave up the ball. You know, and great work to Dominique for winning the ball back, finding Fabio, and getting that one goal. Now we really have a game. I mean, we just have to play the way we're playing, and I think that we'll be able to really start putting pressure on Western Mass. But defensively, we got to keep our shape, got to stay organized in the back, and I think we'll be able to keep moving forward.
So the Rams at 31 minutes in cut the lead 2-1. And it is pretty much now a game again, as now we look at this Real Boston Rams team who I think we could say since that red card has not given up in this match, and there is full faith right now that this team can get back in it, essentially with 13 minutes left in that first half.
Absolutely. Sometimes all it takes is a goal. I mean, it changes everything. How many times do we see at high levels when a team goes down to 10 men, all of a sudden they start to play well? Everybody bands together. The game gets a little bit simplified. People stop, they stop trying to do as much, and everyone does their job and a little bit of the next guys, and all of a sudden the team is functioning as a unit. And I think we've seen that in the last 5 to 10 minutes here from the Rams.
And just like that, it's 2-1 here at Veterans Memorial, and back down in Richmond, Steve Newman gets his first goal as a member of the New England Revolution. Congratulations, buddy. 2-1, the Revs lead the Kickers in the U.S. Open Cup as Baji's got it. Zico's got it. And Baji tries to win it back, but it's Western Mass who will take it. And the team in white tonight, Alex Marks, will advance the ball up the pitch. And it's Alan Carr who has to play back. And Resendez forcing him low. But it's played up top, and a poor touch right there from Maximiliano. And it will be the Rams' Willis Griffith who will clear. And J.P. Pereira can't get there. Resendez tries to send it off a play, off of a Pioneer right there, sent inside the area. Thompson will watch it go over the crossbar and out of play.
Almost got punished there for another little bit of a lax touch there in our defensive back line. Really cannot, especially playing with 10, cannot lose the ball in your defensive third that easily. We almost gave away another counterattack. But you see there, Ruben Resendez really getting stuck in and really doing his best to help on marking Junior Alan Carr there.
There is a definite belief right now that this Real Boston Rams team can get back into this one defensively. You see Hobie Hare playing with 4 to 5 in the back at times, depending on where the attack is, but it's going to be Zico Lewis in the area. Zico Lewis tries to draw the foul. The referee will call it on Lewis. It looked like the defender went down kind of soft right there. Tim Whalen, Kiesel, give me the perspective of a goalie when you see an opportunity coming in like that.
You have to have that communication with your defense. I mean, if he's going to head the ball back, or he's going to shoot it for you to come out, or if he's just going to clear it. You know, for us, for the Rams, safety is always first, and if there's any kind of miscommunication, when in doubt, clear it out.
I like the rhyming, but we've also now got a yellow card on Ruben Resendez.
Smart professional foul there by Ruben, showing his experience there. You know, the Western Mass player was about to break in, and we were going to have another counterattack. Now, at least we got the chance to set up a wall and get bodies back. Nick Thompson will be able to set up his wall, and hopefully there'll be no rebound here, and we'll see this ball played away cleanly.
So now you have a yellow card on Fabio Machado and Ruben Resendez, and also a red card on Dominic Machado. And you just got to play discipline for the rest of this match here, as this one sent inside the area. Thompson watches it go into the 100-acre woods. Keys, I want to go back to that last foul on the other side of the field where you saw Tim Whalen go down, I thought, pretty easily. The flopping aspect of defenders to draw fouls and on forwards, are you for that, against it? As a keeper, you know, what would you prefer?
I think there's also a time and a place for it. I mean, I think it's cheating in the game, but I mean, sometimes it helps. Sometimes it makes a difference. Sometimes it gives somebody a yellow card, which they have to play a little bit more cautiously for the rest of the game. Or, you know, there could be a flopping aspect where it's a time-wasting aspect where, you know, you're taking minutes off the clock. I think it's even now in 2014, it's becoming more of an everyday type thing. You know, it's players are using it, are doing it. You know, it's something that, you know, it's kind of frowned upon, but at the end of the day, if it helps you get 3 points, it helps you get 3 points.
36 minutes into this one, 2-1. The Western Mass Pioneers lead Real Boston Rams, as it'll be Nick Thompson to send it away. Your thoughts on Nick Thompson so far, Kiesel?
I mean, I thought he's been well so far. He had a very good save on the breakaway. It's hard. I mean, in my mind as a goalkeeper, you know, goalkeeper union, I thought he was left out to dry on the first two. Nothing that he could do. It's a breakaway one-on-one. I mean, you try to make yourself as big as possible and make a reaction, but it has to be. He's doing very well, I think, so far. You know, I think just between him, Willis, Mitch, Duff, and John, they really gotta get their communication together where Junior is.
It's now 3-1 as J.P. Pereira, who got raked in the face as he yelled out to the official, and he's still on the ground right there and trying to regain his composure. We'll check around back down on the farm. The Revolution lead the Richmond Kickers now by a count of 3-1. So 40 minutes into that one, the Revs are rolling, and hopefully that offense that really, you know, I think we could say is probably one of the top in the Eastern Conference. I mean, when you think about it, when they're clicking and they're playing well and together as a unit, we've seen that they could be deadly up top. I mean, we talk about teams that can counterattack. What do you guys think about the Revs as one of the better counterattacking teams in the Eastern Conference. Keys, I'll let you take that one first.
I was actually fortunate enough to go to the Revolution game when they played Seattle when they won 5-0, and
Nice.
that was just a session. That was just a finishing session. I mean, they got their opportunities and they finished them. And I mean, Diego Fagundes was clinical, and all those guys. I mean, they're the power that they have up top, I think, is one of the best in the Eastern Conference, and that's tough for me to say coming from Delaware and being a Philadelphia Union fan. But yeah, we're
converting you.
Trying, slowly but surely. But I mean, it's they do have a lot of threats up top, and it shows how well they are in the season so far.
Yeah, and Kiesel knows better than I do because he's been in and he's trained with the Revolution first team, and he's seen what they can do. He's faced shots from those guys. We unfortunately play almost at the same time as them every week, so I haven't seen as much of them as I'd like to. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ammunition up top there, and you got good playmakers in the team too. You got Lee Wynn, and you got Diego Fagundes that can make things happen when they have the ball, and you got the guys up there. You got Mullins coming in, a rookie who's finding his place in the team, and the balls just keep going in. And I know Coach Heaps has got to be thrilled right now where his team stands.
A foul drawn by the Rams, and now a time to possibly equalize here. Who takes this one real quick, Kiesel?
Zico. I have to put my money on Zico. He has a very good left foot. I would put my money on Zico. I know Fabio and Zico are talking lower right now, but I think Zico is going to go ahead and take this one.
Yeah, for me, this is the lefty's shot all day long where it's positioned.
At the 20, it is Zico Lewis in front of a 4-man, now 5-man wall. Now it's going to be Fabio. Moves. Zico!
Here we go! Zico!
Dose. The game is equalized. It is the left foot of Zico Lewis, and the Rams are back in this one. 40 minutes in, and Zico with a strike.
It's interesting. He just cut the tape off his ankle about 2 minutes ago. Came off the field. The Rams were down to 9 for a few, and hit that ball perfectly. Can't hit it any better. I think Warren Bruce was cheating towards the other side. I think he thought that was going to go near post. He went far post with it. Great strike by Zico Lewis there.
And Mitch Tainter, awkward. Thompson off his line. Goal! And right back to it. Alan Carr takes the lead not even 30 seconds later.
And another hat trick, back-to-back games where the Rams have allowed a hat trick. I sound like I'm beating a dead horse. You can't make mistakes with that guy around. That's what he does. He does not waste opportunities.
Kiesel.
For me, like I said before, when in doubt, clear it out. There's no need to dribble the ball within the 18-yard box after 30 seconds of just scoring, Boot the ball downfield, let our forwards deal with it, and we'll go from there.
Angrily kicked out by Mitch Tainter. And now Zico gets taken down. He's grabbing a place where it doesn't feel good. And we have Jorge Gunavart also down.
I think Jorge is he's playing a game right now. He's playing the tactical game of trying to get some leniency from the referee by being hurt here. You see it at every level of this game. The intelligent players do try it. It usually does not work. You watch World Cup or you watch the Champions League so many times. A player commits a foul that is a yellow or even a red, and you see the referee with the card in his hand just waiting for that player to get up from his little 15 seconds of Broadway there.
The flopping, is it at its finest right now? Would you say?
It's at its finest. It's at its finest.
Zico finally regaining his composure. He'll stand up first. And still on the ground is Jorge Gunavart. 42 minutes has elapsed. How much of this, guys, do you think is, you say tactical, in the sense that they're trying to kill some time here because we could say, for the most part, for the past 25, 28 minutes here, Boston has been pressing the issue.
Oh, no doubt. It's been it's been the best fragment of the game here so far. The last quarter of an hour.
Right.
And I think Western Mass is very lucky to be ahead right now. I think they would admit that. They really, I think, stopped playing when they went up a man and they got that second goal. They really stopped doing what they were doing to get to that 2-goal lead, and we got ourselves back into the game. But fortunately, they were there to pounce on a mistake, and they know. I believe Western Mass right now, all those players know that we kind of gave them a gift there, and I think they want to get into the locker room at this point with this lead before we go down the other way and make this 3-3 and have quite a shootout here in the first half.
5 goals in about 40 minutes. That's definitely not boring. Halftime in Richmond, Virginia. The Kickers trail the New England Revolution 3-1 for those of you kindly listening to us on YouTube.com right now and following the Kickers game on RevolutionSoccer.net. If you got the Kickers game in the background, got us on your audio stream, appreciate that. If you're just watching us and listening to the Revs, hey, it doesn't matter. You're supporting your local New England team, so that's all that matters here. Speaking of local New England teams, while we still have a second here, Kiesel, you get ready for your Providence season, Yeah. Give me a little insight on, as we got a yellow card on Jorge Guinovart, give me a little insight on how this helps you prepare to get back in the college game.
I think the PDL league, for wherever conference or division you're playing, is the top league for, I think, a lot of college players throughout the nation. And I think, we have a decent amount of Providence College kids that are on there between myself, Fabio, Dom. I think that, this is just going to prepare us in getting us even more prepared for when the fall comes. I mean, preseason's almost, 2 months away, and I know a lot of guys on the team are working hard with their off-season packets and lifting, and just, I know a lot of guys are also playing, so this is just going to get us ready for a tough fall season.
Now, does this in any way, possibly slow you guys down at all? Is it more just keeping you guys as fit as possible for the, it's a pretty grueling 14-week season.
Yeah, it is, especially in the PDL where you're playing games, back-to-back weekends. It's tough. And I think the only real concern that between myself or the coaches or any other players is just injuries. Injuries, I mean, they happen. It happened throughout, everybody's careers. And, it's going wide from JP. But I think it's just, it's getting us ready and, playing with a lot of new college guys that are also with high quality that bring our level even better.
45th minute, the referee keeps the official on-field time. We don't have, unfortunately, the scoreboard to indicate how much injury time is being played. Those injury time clocks, by the way, they got a little bit of an advancement. I didn't know they were watches now.
Yeah.
Marketing at its finest. When is Swatch going to jump on that one? Sent through the area, and offsides will be called on Pal Rodriguez. Halftime, we will take a break, catch our breath, take a breather. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back for second half action. Quick 5-minute update at halftime. So get a popcorn, get some soda. Get your popcorn, though, like Terrell Owens would say. Zico heads it. And looking for something on the near sideline, and it is Fabio Machado trying to keep it in, but he can't. It's cleared out by Western Mass. And now it is Mitch Tainter. And Duff Bedrosian will play it to the outside. Duff. And now Resendez. And now it is Eckford. Zico with 1 goal already.
Yeah, this is better. You want to see the ball going from side to side like this. Great movement
Eckford,
there.
Eckford. It goes out.
We're going to get a corner.
Goal kick.
Goal kick.
Close decision.
Yep.
You say you want to see that happen more. Expand on that.
Well, I mean, I think sometimes when a team is losing, and I see it in our squad sometimes, you get caught sending very straight, very predictable balls to your 1 forward or to your 2 forwards, and the 4-man back line is on that all day. That was some good combination play. That's our game. We have to get back to playing our game. 10 men or not, we have to play our game. We're not built to play from the center back straight to the striker in the air. That's not our game. We gotta combine passes. We gotta get all 10 players on the field right now, or 9 field players involved, and they gotta combine. And we're seeing it. If I'm Hobie here right now, despite being down, I'm not too unhappy with going into the locker room right now, because the second half of this first half was a lot better, and there's stuff to build on there, and this game is a long way from being over. got good options off the bench. This isn't the World Cup where you only get three subs. He can still make 6 subs. You can get plenty of fresh bodies on. I don't think being down a man will be as demoralizing as it may be to some other teams.
Eckford crosses it, and it is Gross who's got it. And Warren will take his time, and we are approaching halftime, so we should hear the referee's whistle in a second. Sent to the Fabio, and cleared it in. And it will be Alan Carr chasing it. Alan Carr with the Hattie already looking for his 4th. He does it all. He sends it inside the area, and it will be cleared out by the Rams. Pushed upfield by Pereira, and it is Eckford. And this one will be continue to play, as now it's Tainter. Tainter running it down, and it will be cleared out.
You got Fabio Machado filling in in the back line right now, and you got Mitch Tainter up top making a run.
Approaching now 3 minutes into injury time, and the referee blows his whistle, and that will stop the floodgates. 3-2 at halftime. Western Mass and Junior Alan Carr with 3 goals in the first half. A red card on Dominic Machado put the Rams down 2-0. It was Alan Carr who put Western Mass up 2-0 originally, and then it was Zico Lewis and Fabio Machado that worked the Rams back into this one. It was Zico Lewis off of a free kick that equalized, but it was Junior Alan Carr who not even 30 seconds later took the lead, and now we head into halftime. Thoughts?
Go ahead, Quincy.
Well, I think, for the Rams, didn't start out that well, giving up 2, I think I would consider bad goals, giveaways, break down the defense communication. But, hats off to them, getting 2 goals back, being resilient, But then, as soon as it get right back in the game, we'll give away another bad goal. So I think for Coach, and the team itself, we're going to regroup, come out even stronger the second half. And, we started getting back in that possession-oriented philosophy. I think we're going to do that in the second half as well.
Mike?
Yeah, I think going on what Kiesel said, I think it's going to be positive coming out of the locker room. We're in the game. Saturday we were not in the game at halftime. We were down 3-0. So we are in the game right now. And I think that, there's a lot of positives to be taken. We're playing our game at times. We have to continue that. We have to carry that out through the second half. A lot of able bodies on that bench. Can make 6 substitutions. I won't be surprised to see Mohamed Rashid come in at some point, as well as Wilder Arboleta to strengthen up the midfield just a bit, because we lost a player in the midfield. So I think that's where you're going to see a tactical switch, where you're going to see some muscle come in with Wilder. And I don't think we're going to change our system of play, because we got to get goals. So I don't see players coming out of the attack and going backwards. So I think this is going to be a fun second half to watch, because I think the team has the belief and the spirit to make a fight out of this.
3-2 at halftime. The Real Boston Rams trail the Western Mass Pioneers. We'll take a break, come on back, and tap into everybody's thoughts about what's going on in the World Cup and in this game. Go nowhere. You're watching the Real Boston Rams on the YouTube network. Second half action here in Quincy. The Real Boston Rams trail the Western Mass Pioneers 3-2. Resendez, and alongside Kiesel Broom and Mike Agostinho, I'm Tom Quinlan. Coach, what went wrong in that first half for the Rams?
Well, Coach Hobie here said it best down in the locker room. He made it plain and simple. 3 mistakes, 3 goals allowed. It's that simple. Aside from that, we were the better side on the pitch tonight in that first half. So there's a lot of belief that we're going to get back into this and we're gonna pull even.
Inside of the area, and this one will be sent high. Any substitutions coming from the gaffer?
It looks like right now I see the same 10 that finished the half.
And why would you keep that 10 out there?
Well, I think he likes what he sees from the combination of players that we have right now in the positions that we have. Tactically, Fabio Machado has dropped a little bit into midfield to make a 4-man diamond, to keep that very important 4-man diamond with Baji playing up top by himself right now. But Zico in the number 10 position's got the freedom to get up. So right now I think he's going to see how long this can go. But, we got guys ready when the time comes.
Bounced around. And this one will be played back in a foul. And this one will go against the Rams. A couple of yellow cards out there right now. Fabio Machado has a yellow card. Also, it is Zico Lewis with 1 yellow this evening. The 1 red card, the biggest card of the evening, goes against Dominic Machado, who got a straight red. By the letter of the law, as the coach Mike Agostinho was saying, it is a red card, and Junior Alencar converted on his penalty to make the match 3-2 as it's sent inside the area, and he'll be cleared away by the Rams. Very nice on that set piece to be balanced. And the Rams did tie this one up after going down 2-0. The scoring was opened by Fabio Machado after a great hustle play that was combined from Dominic Baji and the finisher from Fabio. And then Zico Lewis on the set piece, which is so critical because I just feel like the set piece is goals that so hard to come by, and a guy like Zico Lewis to convert on it, it builds up the morale of the team. But it was Junior Alencar, not even 30 seconds later, putting this Western Mass team back up 3-2. And now 47 minutes into this match as the second half is underway, we have our first Western Mass corner of the evening.
Believe it or not, Junior Alencar is also very good in the air inside the box. Seen him score more than a couple off of set pieces with the header. Hopefully we can mark him up well and go up with him and not give him a free header.
Inside the area, Thompson clears it away. And the voice that we haven't heard so far this half, Kiesel Broom. Kiesel, your thoughts and some things that you would like to see more of in this second half.
Well, for me, just kind of taking in the first half and halftime talk and kind of analyzing how the second half was started. It's just, the reality is we're down to 10 men, and we have to find a way to get another goal back or see if we can get 2. But the main thing is for this half, we cannot concede. Conceding another goal is a dagger in the heart for us. So we really, one of the main things is we still got to control the play, speed of play, possession, and take our chances when they come.
Duff. Mitch Tainter. And sent upfield, looking for Dominic Baji. Baji looks at it and goes out of play. It goes deflected off of a Western Mass Pioneer right there. For those of you that have followed this team religiously all season, know that Kiesel Broom, usually the starting goalkeeper for the Real Boston Rams, but a shoulder injury has prevented him from starting in net tonight. He was taken out in the 66th minute of the match against Seacoast United just last week in the 5-1 loss. But as this one is a shot from the outside from Fabio, it goes past off the midst of Warren Gross, and we've got a corner for the Rams. So unfortunately, Kiesel can't be on the field, but the Rams' loss on the field is the addition, great addition in the booth. We're happy to have him up here and happy to have him up on the broadcast.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem, man. No problem. So we got, let's see, a near sideline corner. We've seen the Rams go in the air once out of 3 times here. Down 1. Zico That powerful left foot puts it in the air. The chance as Baji was the intended man. Resendez can't keep it in. Zico tracks back, uses those legs. He can move. Excuse me, that's J.P. Pereira. And J.P. as that go out of play, and it gets it back for the Rams. And we got a foul going up against the Western Mass Pioneers. That is a little bit too much for Mr. Tim Whalen, who's played the most minutes so far all season for the Pioneers.
That was a bit of a clumsy foul there. We'll take it. We need set pieces. I mean, they're the best opportunity to get something going.
Baji. Down low. Fabio. On his right to his left.
Very
Samba.
Well
No. Nice move, but going to be cleared out. But Zico Lewis going to try to keep it competitive inside the area. And Mitch Tainter will win it back for the Rams. And we will have half-field play established by Duff Bedrosian. Bedrosian, a little too fancy there on his right foot. Tries to dance around the defender. And now will be a throw for the Western Mass Pioneers. It is glowy stick night, I guess, here in Veterans Memorial Field. We see people wearing rhinoceros heads. I think that's the best way to. That's the way I'm looking at this thing.
Including GM John Barata,
Who
sporting the Mohawk.
What do you even call those things?
I guess a
How do you
glow stick Mohawk.
He's got more headdresses and more different looks every week. John Barata, ladies and gentlemen, John Barata. We'll have him up here eventually on the broadcast. Fabio Machado gets it, and it's Duff Bedrosian. And now it's Pereira. And now it is Dominic Baji. He can't get the 50-50 ball, and it's going to be won back by the Western Mass Pioneers. And here comes Jorge, who has a yellow card on the game already. The only yellow card for the Western Mass Pioneers as Junior Alencar gets down. And
yeah, interesting. He took a knee to the thigh, went down holding his head, and as soon as he got down, he realized his thigh hurt.
it takes a couple of seconds.
And that's an experienced forward trying to get a card on a defender so that he can have one up on him and running at him. Referee did a good job there, not falling for it.
It's going to be crossed inside the area. The header, Nick Thompson makes the save.
Good job there by Mitch Tainter to mark up Alencar. He second half he's gotten inside his jersey and gonna make him work. If he's gonna put anything else on the board, you gotta make him work. So far, he hasn't had to work for his goals.
And back to Thompson, and Thompson's going to have to move quick. He's going to be pressed by Alencar. Alencar is going to take it off his foot. Thompson can't get it. Thompson finally jumps on top of it as Junior Alencar, looking for his fourth goal, pressing the issue, and making life very tough tonight for the back line of the Real Boston Rams.
Yeah, he makes everybody nervous when he's in the area and they got the ball on their feet, that's for sure.
Including the men in the gantry.
Just got to settle down and play your game. You can't get caught up in so much in your opponent.
And it felt like, as we go back and looking at the first half, the first 7 minutes like this one played with the same sense of urgency from Western Mass, and the Rams just trying to weather the storm right now. The Pioneers, they're really bringing it. As Zico Lewis gets it back for Boston, and Duff Bedrosian will try to work it out.
I don't know where Western Mass fitness is right now at this point in the season. They may not feel like they want to try to hang on to a one-goal lead the rest of the game. They may want to try to put this game away and try to kill our spirit a little bit. And it looks like they're coming out looking for the dagger, looking for the fourth goal. Kind of expected the opposite from them.
Inside the area, and it will be picked up automatically by Thompson. Tainter. Zico, who's got one already on the night.
Great ball.
To the far sideline. And looking for Dominic Baji, can't find him though. Nice connection play there from Eckford to Resendez, and the final 1-2 to Baji, just not there.
Yeah, it looked like Ruben wanted Baji to cut to his left, cut inside goal side, and he cut outside.
That's going to go all the way to Thompson. He's got to beat Alencar to it, and he does. Rams just going to take their time working down to the back. No subs, surprisingly, from either side to start this second half. Baji through the middle looking for Zico, who gets the loose ball. Duff overlaps, sends inside the area. Kiesel, why don't you play that ball to Duff Bedrosian if you're Zico Lewis?
I mean, for me, I would play that ball to Duff. I mean, you have your right back bombing forward. I mean, that's a 60-yard run. At least you could reward him with the ball, you know. I mean, if you have to take the ball back after, you know, he gets closed down, that's one thing. But at least you reward your player for all that hard work that he did.
Before he has to make another 60-yard run back.
Yeah.
And talking about hard work, Fabio Machado gets the foul for the Rams, a free kick coming for Boston.
Yeah, great work rate from Fabio tonight, especially from the 20th minute on. Really high work rate from him, and one of his better games of the season, I think.
Boston taking their time.
Trying to find the best option here.
Zico. The guy is so good on his feet.
I think if any goal is going to happen for Boston, it's going to have to come through Zico. I mean, he's been buzzing around all night, but you know, playing down on man, it's going to be it's not going to be easy. He's going to have to create.
Baji looking for anybody that was in the middle there, but he was the only striker up top as Fabio Machado was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, I think the players right now, being down a man, need to the soccer IQ needs to raise. It needs to get to a higher level because you need to know that when you're not going to have a guy in the box to serve the ball to, it can't be an automatic serve. Just going to have to think outside the box a little bit here.
Especially for Dominic, I think he needs to be in that target forward. He needs to hold up the ball for Boston and then let the rest of the team come forward.
Exactly.
Duff. Tainter. And it'll be a 50-50 ball that will go out for a souvenir. And nope, no souvenirs, never mind. Kick that onto the field. Same ball. But throwing on the near sideline for the Rams, 57 minutes into this second half. As it's down the line, 57 minutes into this match, I should say. As it'll be a goal kick.
I'm a little surprised, Tom. Western Mass being a man up is not really paying much attention to Zico. As Kiesel said, and I think it's obvious to anybody that he's the playmaker on the field, and you expect that something from the Rams, if it's going to happen, is going to come through him. And Western Mass not even dedicating a body to him right now. He's got all kinds of space in the middle. If you can get him the ball, they're not paying any attention to him, even though they have an extra body to spare.
And down the line, and it will be Jorge. And taken away off Duff Bedrosian. And now it's Zico. Now it is JP. And now it is Tainter. And here comes Mitch Tainter. Duff off the deflection. Looking for Tainter, who's making a long run. And now Zico has to drop back as Tainter works his way back into position. And now Tainter and Zico will switch off, and now moving up the field is Alex Marks on the far sideline. Sends it inside the area, looking for something big here from Powell. And no, can't get it, Junior. Alan Carr. A nice through ball sent in the area. Thompson with the save, pushes it left. Duff Bedrosian can't keep it in, and it is the second corner of the night for the Pioneers.
A good play there by the Western Mass right back, Alex Marks. He saw Tainter out of position and it didn't waste any time to put the ball right into the forward where Tainter was hustling to get to. Good job though, team-wise defensively, to get back and to not allow a free shot on goal.
It'll be a corner on the near sideline. Thompson's in net. Sent inside the area. Thompson with the easy save. As I think Alan Carr could have been the intended man on that one. As now it's worked upfield fairly quickly by the Rams. Zico Lewis, a backfield. Here comes Fabio Machado. Machado with Zico to his left. Machado over the net.
That was in.
Oh, what a play by Machado.
Oh, man, I even saw that from here. Jeez.
Bar down goal line technology not yet implemented in USL PDL, and the Pioneers get away with one. Ooh.
What a job by Fabio Machado to take that shot when no one was expecting it. Everyone, I think, was expecting him to take the defender on. He got a quick shot off, caught the goalie sleeping a little bit. Only the bar saved him.
And it's just a matter of inches, the game of inches. Duff Bedrosian. That got everybody up on their feet for a second there. Tainter. Tainter just going to take his time. 1/3 of the way through this second half. As in the 60th minute, the Rams pressing the issue, looking for the equalizing goal, down 3-2, and now we will have a first sub of the evening. As checking on, we got a couple subs now for the Rams. Maxime Hoppenot.
And it's going to be Duff Bedrosian coming off for Wilder Arboleta. I like this from Coach Hare. He's rolling the dice. There's a half hour to go. He's going for it.
Wilder Arboleta will check on. Duff Bedrosian out. Dominic Baji also checking out of the game for Maxime Hoppenot. And Maxime Hoppenot, we saw him play earlier in the season. Really a good spark and a guy that can really create issues for guys defensively, as this one inside the area cleared out by the Pioneers. Kiesel, in training, what have you seen from as this one picked up by Wilder? A guy like Maxime Hoppenot who likes to just make defenders think a lot.
Well, I think Max is a very talented player. He's one of those players that he can come on and, like you said, create a spark for the team, especially offensively. And you know what? To be honest, he is just like his brother. When he plays for the Philadelphia Union, he comes on and makes a huge difference to the team. But I think he's a fantastic player and definitely can make an impact in this game coming in, especially as it gets later on.
And kicked out of play. And we
Zico
will.
Lewis a little slow getting up.
Yeah, Zico inside the area had a pretty decent opportunity. He was trying to get the referee to call a foul, but no dice.
Interesting thing going on here. As I said, Coach Hobie Hare, he gambled. We're going to a three-man back line. Arboleta is in the back with Taintor and Griffith. And as soon as that happened, Federico Molinari there, the Western Mass coach, quickly brings his second striker off the bench.
Entering the game.
Yep, Will Daniels.
Will Daniels, and I compare Will Daniels to Kenny Cooper in the style that he plays. He's a big target guy. He'll do the work for Junior. I've seen this. He will run, and he will pressure the ball. Junior will continue to catch his breath and wait for when he gets the ball. This is going to be interesting.
And they're taking out Paul Rodriguez, who was fairly effective tonight in creating for the Pioneers. Obviously, the man we've been talking about all evening, Junior Alencar, the guy with 3 goals on the evening, and the more important one coming 30 seconds literally after the goal from...
It's going to be an exciting last 25 minutes here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is
Western Mass is definitely going for the knockout punch right now.
But the Rams are right there contesting. I mean, they definitely had their opportunities as a aggressive tackle. Keeps it with the Rams. And that is Maximiliano Vieira. And going to be kept in by Marks, but lost. JP stays with it, gets the throw, far sideline.
Counterpunch here. Muhammad Rashid ready to check in for the Rams. This is getting good.
The third sub being used by the Rams. Remember, on the USL PDL level, and I think in the USL Pro, you are allotted 6 subs,
Yeah,
correct?
I believe so. I believe you're right about the USL Pro. You're definitely right about the PDL level. 6 substitutions, and it allows, like Kiesel said, these are college players. It allows more guys to get touches in a game,
Right.
while keeping the spirit of playing 11v11 and not having the wholesale substitutions that we unfortunately see for example, in the high school level where 5 guys come on, play 10 minutes, run, 5 more come on, and really destroys the game.
And you never really get the sense of a chemistry and a built-up a style of play.
Right.
A substitution here, J.P. Pereira off, Rashid on, and tell us a little about Mr. Rashid.
Well, quickness. I mean, Rashid is a very quick player. He's like a pit bull. He can play in the midfield or up top. He fights very hard for the ball, and this is really, I think this is going to turn into an end-to-end game.
It will be a long 26 minutes That is for sure as we get in the 64th. Zico can't get there.
Well done there.
Good defensive work by Fabio.
Opino fighting for it.
Muhammad. Ooh, right off the noggin of Jonathan Eckford. That did not feel good. Muhammad. Fabio. Zico tries to recover. No. Mitch heads it. And Jonathan Eckford right back in it. And it's Mitch. And he's looking for Eckford, but Eckford is not there. And now he's going to try to get his noggin back in order after having that one blasted off the dome piece.
If I could, Tom, I'd like to ask Kiesel, what's it like being in goal when your coach goes to a three-man back line and you're chasing the game?
Oh, it's nerve-wracking. To be honest, I mean, when I go 3 in the back and you're chasing the game, that's even more communication. It's more, holding guys accountable and make sure that our spacing is correct, because it doesn't take much to get turned around with 3 in the back.
Would you say that the keeper's footwork really comes into play once you go to a three-man back line? Does he have to play higher off his line?
Yeah, I think especially chasing the game, you got to cheat a little bit higher off your line, because as you're pushing more numbers forward, those long balls that they're getting cleared out sometimes just come straight back to you, and you have to either dump it back in or lay it off to your outside backs.
So is the new thing, and this is going to be a completely random question off topic, but is the new thing for goalies, at least in this country, to be to grow the James Harden beards? Oh, is this one is just going to be Junior Allen Carr's going to try to track it, but Nick Thompson gets there. I see, Tim Howard doing it. You got the goatee going on. So that's a serious goatee we got going on there, man. We're going out something for the season for Providence.
It's just something different. I like to. I like to be myself, and it's whether it's in the hairstyle or it's here we go. Will is getting away.
Away. Well done.
Whether it's the hairstyle or how I play, I like to really express myself. And actually, back in Delaware, even suburban Philadelphia, a lot of guys have either it's the goatee or the beard. So I think it's kind of just like a trend going on right now.
I got you. Okay. You're not an Eagles fan, are you?
Oh, I gotta be. Everything
man.
Philadelphia.
Somebody cut his mic.
I bleed green. I bleed blue. I bleed it all. Everything Philadelphia here.
I take it Tom's a Giants fan by that question.
Listen, it's
not
no fun.
a Jets fan.
It's no fun to be 18-1 unless you're a Pats fan. That's what I've learned. How's that for a Super Bowl, by the way? You guys find it yet?
Yeah.
Hey, you're talking to a 49ers fan here.
Well, you might be the 49ers fan, but he hasn't seen what it's like to win an NFL Super Bowl.
Hey, we've been there. We have the best fans in the league. I'll tell you that. We are the best fans in the NFL.
The most interesting fans, that's for sure. And you say Oakland fans are interesting. You never been to a Philadelphia game where they throw snowballs with batteries. Far touchline where it will be controlled by Fabio. Wilder. The horse moving through. And now Eckford. It's a big dude. A guy like Wilder, his stature, his build, does that allow him to play up higher? Do you see that type of game slowing him down at all?
Oh, for Wilder, I mean, he, being a Providence teammate, for him it's been instrumental.
Fabio looks for Zico.
Being a midfielder who doesn't really lose too many challenges. He's very, very physical, and even with the ball at his feet, he's very hard to knock off the ball. So Wilder, his size and his stature has definitely helped him.
And back down to Warren. And it adds something to that Rams lineup, too, that it's not that, they don't have, because you do have height with Willis Griffin and Mitch Tainter, but you get an added element, I feel like, with a guy like Wilder Arboleta.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Wilder is a hard worker. I mean, even when he's tired beyond tired, going 75, 80 minutes, he's still going to give you 100% all the time. And he's always one of those guys that's going to work for the team, and he'll never give up until the final whistle is finally done.
Inside the area, Maximiliano, saved by Thompson on the line, cleared out by the Rams.
Great job.
Muhammad got it.
Great job by the defenders there to back up the goalkeeper as he came out. They took the goal line, able to clear it off. Really, really like what I'm seeing from the Rams. Despite that mistake, I like the spirit I'm seeing in the Rams right now.
Wilder moving down that sideline. He remind you of anybody in particular? The way he runs?
Just like his stride?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
As I'll let you think about that one. I'll let you think about that one. Because I just feel like, those types of players, they're unique. And when you see something like that, they're easy to compare. It's easy comparable, but maybe that's just being a little facetious. Not facetious, but generalizing. That's the better word. As Wilder outside the area with a bomb that gets blocked and cleared away. And now the move from Junior, one-on-one.
Good job,
with Mitch and Tainter and Junior. And we've got a good scrum that
Well
goes
done.
to the Rams.
Well done, Mitch. That is it. Well done.
And Junior Alencar says, do not touch my hand. As the Rams on the quick restart, Wilder's got it.
He's frustrated. I think the defenders have really adjusted as to how to defend him. Little physical element's been picked up a bit in the second half there.
And Mike, do you see it getting chippier as this one progresses along?
All 3 games last year were very chippy. It got very heated. Everything you'd want in a derby. I know it's another experience when you go to their field and they got 2,000 people in the stands, taunting you. It's really actually great. I mean, I think the Pioneers see the best of every team because of the atmosphere you get at their stadium. Everybody brings their A game to Lusitano Stadium.
Yeah, I-90 Derby.
Yeah, I-90 Derby.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And you know it's good in Massachusetts when you're able to create derbies. At this point, we have a substitution coming on as Fabio Machado, who has a goal on the night, will come out.
For me, that was the best performance I've seen out of Fabio this season. His fitness has really improved from day one, and you saw it tonight. Very high work rate, pressured on the ball. Really worked both ways tonight, and now we get to see the debut, the season debut of one of last year's players. Is Eric Anderson checks in, former GPS Portland Phoenix player.
Now the 5th sub for Hobie Hare, and with that 6th sub, do you possibly bring on Finkelstein, a possible midfielder to add to that game?
Yeah, I mean, you're down to your last sub, so now you hold it. I mean, because an injury can happen. You can't get too crazy with that last substitution.
And you're already down a man.
And you're already down a man. You don't want to use it up and have to go down another man. You do have a couple guys on a yellow card. I'm sure that's going to work into the coach's decision. But as you saw, Fabio came off, who was one of them. So
and we've got a foul from behind on Zico Lewis, but that might have been a little embellished from the man that went down, and that was Maximiliano Vieira.
Just a little bit there.
Muhammad.
So you got Luke Finkelstein on the bench, and he may be the only guy left, but he's going to be ready in the case somebody goes down. But he's really got to keep himself ready from now until about the 85th minute.
It is now 3-2. The Rams lead the Richmond Kickers. That's just an update down. Revs lead the Richmond Kickers. Thank you very much. Revs, Rams.
I know, it's close.
Revs, Rams, and Rhinos. Who put that one together? Oh, yeah, Mike Burns.
Big hello
I mean that in the nicest way possible.
Big hello to Mike Burns.
Yes. Who will be joining. A shameless plug for the podcast. He'll be on the podcast this Friday. So follow me on Twitter at the QSpotPod, and Mike Burns will be joining us to talk a little World Cup. One of the great U.S. men's national team players to ever step on the pitch, and a legend in the Marlborough area and all over Massachusetts. And he was a part of that '94 team that hosted the World Cup here in the United States. And, I mean, you saw how much the sport caught on then. I mean, it resulted in the founding of a new league and the belief that this thing would, as this went inside the area and a bicycle kick is cleared out, the belief that this thing would grow big one day. And Burns, one of the founding guys behind it, regardless of, as a player, of course, you see the evolution and the growth of the sport. I mean, we're at the point of USLPD. 18 years ago, 20 years ago, you did not have any of that. So this is a positive sign, a great sign for the sport in our country.
Yeah, the USL was the first division when it was founded in 1991, and it was professional in name, but
as this one gets sent,
I have to say, Tom, as I'm fortunate enough to remember MLS from day one. I remember watching TV. I saw Eric Ronaldo score that first goal in Spartan Stadium in San Jose for the Clash, as they were called then, against DC United. I can't put to words how that league has grown, and just it was really cheesy in the early years. You had the cheesy uniforms, the gimmicky colors, Now you got full stadiums, not because they're there for the free giveaway at halftime or for the Shakira concert down at Giant Stadium that I saw once.
And I can only imagine what that was like.
No, the teams, you got Portland, you got Seattle outselling, baseball teams. You got Kansas City with a diehard fan base bringing a championship to that city that hadn't had one for so long.
Right.
The sport's catching on, and the league is a good product now. It's unfair to judge it against the Premier League and La Liga. MLS doesn't have entry into the Champions League, so it'll never get the investment that those leagues have. But
that's a great
if
point.
you watch the product on the field for what it is for soccer, and you see the element, and you see the way support has grown, and you see how passionately these fans support their clubs now. Now the rivalries over the last 18, 19 years have formed. This is a real league now. This is not just, divide up the U.S. national team players and bring in a couple foreign stars past their prime and, everyone will fall for the gimmick. This is a real league. This is competitive. Guys like Thierry Henry say how hard it is to play in Major League Soccer because it's such a physically demanding league because the fitness of the players is so high. And the technical aspect is just continuing to get better.
And Keesley, you're part of that new generation of players. I mean, you're a guy that eventually will step on an MLS pitch one day. So, I mean, for you, it's got to just create the excitement and buzz just knowing that, and going back to what you're saying, no empty stadiums, people that care about the game. Passion's the word that you're looking for because, or the word that I'm looking for is this one sent inside the area and picked up by Warren. It's people that are invested. And as long as you have that general investment, as a player, you believe that that part's over. You don't have to prove yourself anymore. I think it's just going out there and getting the job done, right?
Right. Well, I think, the proving yourself part is at this level, the PDL level, the college level. And then even once you finally get that opportunity to get into an MLS combine or a tryout or trial, whatever, it's to really prove yourself on a consistent basis day in and day out. And I think for me, and I've talked to a lot of guys that are in college now, that, we see the league growing, and it's just, even next year you have the addition of Orlando City and New York City FC. And you think about it as a college player, oh, you know what? There's 2 more teams coming in. That means there's X amount of more draft spots. That means there's X amount of more MLS Combine invitees. And that's even the same for USO Pro. You have USO Pros expanding to 5 more teams next year. And it brings more excitement to college players that have the aspiration of playing pro. And it's not just now that they have to look to overseas leagues to play. It's they can look towards the America in the United States.
And a soft penalty inside the area.
Come on.
That is soft. Absolutely soft.
Bryant Alvarez draws it, the second one of the evening, and it is going to go against, I think that was Eckford. Yep.
Eckford, oh.
So Eckford pleading his case to the referee. Officiating has been all over the place tonight.
All season. Ruben Resendez coming off as we...
And Finkelstein will come on, so yikes.
Well, Kiesel,
78 minutes, 3-2.
You've been in goal. You ever faced the same player on a penalty shot in the same game twice? And what do you think? Does he go to the same spot? Are you guessing where he went before? You trying to read him?
As a goalkeeper, you're going to get somebody who's gone twice in a game. You got to stick to what you know. Usually if he goes that same way, he's going to try it again. Usually you could tell in the run-up whether it's going to be any different or not.
Alan Carr. Goal.
Yeah. I believe he went to the
way
opposite,
there.
didn't he?
Yeah.
Nick Thompson.
Nick went,
As you said, he went to the same side.
But I did notice, as Kiesel was saying, what to look for, his run-up was different that time.
It was a different run-up.
Yeah, it was a different run-up, and that's a great bit of insight there from Kiesel.
And that's just that's a dagger if you're the Real Boston Rams, because as tough as this game has been, and trying to claw your way back into it, and trying to get back into this, and this is by no means at all over. It's just demoralizing when you give up a soft, or the referee allows a soft penalty like that. You don't ever look to give up a penalty.
No.
Yeah, that's very tough to accept. I mean, the first one was a penalty. You can disagree about the red card or if it was a yellow card, but that's a tough one to swallow when you're playing with 10 men. I mean,
if we only had our referee analyst, John Fonseca, here this evening, we would have the most precise way that one should have been called. But unfortunately, John couldn't be with us this evening, but we send our best to where he is listening right now. As Alan Carr outside the area plays it through. Now a chance inside the box,
Great
and it's blocked
save
away
by
as
Nick Thompson.
Maximiliano.
Nick's having a great night.
Yeah, Nick Thompson has made a couple of fantastic saves. This one goes out for another corner. Kiesel, I know it's tough for you up here because, as we've said all night, a shoulder injury has prevented you from playing this evening, but, just your thoughts on the overall performance as Junior Allen Carl will get a nice round of applause as he subs out. Just your overall thoughts on the way that Nick's been playing.
I said, like I said from the beginning, Nick's a very good goalkeeper. I mean, he's proven himself. He goes to a good school at BU, and he's proven himself here. We train together, and I see his quality each day that we have training. And the saves that he made tonight are very good saves, but he's proven that he can play at this level, and he's doing very well. But I say it is tough. It is tough, when the team is trying to, come back into the game and they're challenging and they're fighting, they're scrapping, and there's, calls like that or, missed calls, it kills morale. But at the end of the day, we can take this as a learning experience. We can, look at the tape and we can go back to Western Mass within next week.
We go next week.
Next
week
week
from Friday.
We go back to Western Mass and we can give them a game for the fans to really see. So I'm excited for that.
Should the Rams lose this one, they'll drop to 4-3 on the year. Western Mass Pioneers will advance to 5-0-1. The one thing that stays consistent, I think, in watching the way that, as this one is given away from the Rams, in watching the way that a lot of both the Revolution play, the Revs play, as Thompson off his line, he's caught out, and now a third penalty in the game.
I think it's outside the box, but
do we have a possible red card on Thompson?
I'm worried about that, but.
And we got another red card. This one goes against Mitch Tainter.
This is
the getting
literal
ridiculous.
Referee. I personally thought that the foul was going to be on Nick Thompson, the goalkeeper.
Wait, he just gave a red to Tainter?
He gave a red to Tainter there, and
wow,
confused.
this is
down to 9, and unfortunately, that's two guys that cannot play on Saturday in Vermont.
That's a big game that you got against Vermont this weekend.
Schedule coming up it's tough already, and it just keeps getting tougher. And this is, I hate to say it, and John Fonseca said it on Saturday, but the refereeing in this league has to improve. It has to at least be consistent.
Yeah, it's very consistent, the referee. I'm very confused if the foul was even on
I didn't
Tainter.
see a foul on Tainter there. Perhaps the tape later will
This is
prove
why
otherwise.
we need Fonseca up here. This is a shot inside and goes. I thought that it was on goal right there.
That was,
good
like
strike.
It was going in the far post.
That went off the boot of Maximiliano Vieira. Will Daniels.
Will Daniels there. Quinnipiac player.
83 minutes into this one, 4-2 our score. As the Rams now playing with 9 guys. Dominic Machado received the red card within the first 15 minutes of the match. Now with less than 10 minutes to go, you get one on Mitch Tainter, and this has been ugly in the sense that the Rams defensively getting caught out of position, taking what they think are professional fouls, at least, if not for the first penalty, because as we said, it's by the letter of the law, and this one's cleared out by the Pioneers. The other red card on Tainter, it feels like that, the referee needed a cop-out because I don't think he clearly saw the play. And it was a 50-50 of, do I give it to the keeper and, force the Rams to play with one of their field players, or do I give it to one of the Mitch Tainter?
Perhaps.
And that's a decision of the referee there that really does destroy the game.
Absolutely,
and destroys what you planned for on a Saturday.
Absolutely, it affects going forward. I think a yellow card there would have sufficed. Of course, I'm sitting up here and I'm on the staff for the Rams, so I have maybe I don't know if I'm a neutral. I think the same way, but I really think that the referees this year have really made themselves the main
storyline
of each game, and it's unfortunate. And
we need Matt Geiger. We need Matt Geiger. Does a great
job by Matt Geiger the other day there in the World Cup. But yeah, it's very tough. Now, if you're the Rams, you walk out of here with your head pretty high because you outplayed the top team in the division for the better part of this match, and you did it with 10 men for most of the match. Now you're here with 9. You're trying to just get out of here without losing anybody else at this point. But you know, they're making the badge proud right now. They're out there. They're fighting. They're clawing. They're not giving up. They're gonna play till the end here. And aside from the referee and the questionable things and the mistakes, which we will recognize that mistakes were made and we'll work to correct them. Overall, you have to be proud of the effort tonight and the overall performance from the 10 guys that stuck it out for an hour. You know.
100%, I agree. I mean, for me, you know, it's disappointing, but I think that we have to go back and practice, or we have to go back and we have to regroup. I mean, we still have a lot of games left to play, and there's a lot of points up for grabs.
Yeah.
We have to go on the road at Vermont on the weekend and see what we can do. Vermont's going to be a tough game without a doubt. They came here the first game of the year, and we stole 3 points from them, but I know they'll be coming out for us, but we can, I know we can turn it around. Season is definitely not lost, and I think that, you know, throughout within the group and through the coaching staff that we all believe that we can make a difference.
That's the mindset, Kiesel, and that's, I think, what a lot of people respect, and people, you know, like yourself, that, and especially keepers, because, you know, you look at a guy like Tim Howard, very mentally tough. You know, the way you speak, very mentally tough. It makes it tough, you know, for guys that play on the field, but just to have the confidence build up from the back, and you're the first guy right there. You're that first line of defense for this team. The fact that you're, you know, embodying that confidence as Finkelstein with his shot off the left foot takes it and goes right into Warren. You know, in training, you know, obviously it makes it tough because you guys you want to be 100% all the time, but I guess the point is that, you know, you echo what a lot of people probably want to think but don't know how to respond to.
Right.
That's the long way of saying it, I guess.
And then it's like you got to be positive, you know, being with whether you're a leader in the group or a role player or a squad player, whatever it is, you can't have a negative mindset, because a negative mindset, that's like a virus, and it'll spread without the team. You know, you got to keep positive and you have to keep pushing forward. I mean, the season is a grind, you know, 14 long games through it within a short amount of time, you know, and it's not like every game's going to be a walk in the park. This level is very competitive, and it's going to be very hard to get points home and away. So, I mean, going to Vermont is going to be tough, but I think we'll be able to do it.
Fink. Muhammad. 3 minutes left in the match. Into the near sideline.
Well done there.
Maxime.
Yes.
Wilder.
Anderson. That's Anderson.
Excuse me, Eric Anderson. Thank you.
Haven't really been able to get him the ball much. He's a classic, you know, target forward. Hard when you're down a man to get him the ball. And how is that not a corner kick?
I mean, here's the thing. We're not, you know, what's great about internet broadcasts is that we don't have to worry. I mean, you want to keep it somewhat unbiased, but I mean,
it gets
like we said, you have
here.
the coach and the starting goalkeeper up here and a commentator that's trying to keep it on a level playing field for everybody else, but that's a rough call. These guys, the referees, great guys. They're nice guys. It's just they're getting killed from a refereeing standpoint tonight, and just from the way they're calling this match.
Yeah, and I think if you talk to the clubs around the division, at least,
and you've said it before about
it's pretty uniform people's feelings about this, and it's I think it's something that really needs to be addressed. Perhaps there are not enough competitive games in this area for these referees to get the experience they need. I don't know. A lot of them are Division I college referees, or at least are billed as such. And
do you do what minor league baseball does? And if you're the U.S. Soccer Federation, ship these guys around the country so they're constantly calling games.
I think that'd be great if it could be financed and if it can be budgeted. That would be ideal. I mean, you just
FIFA has $1 billion that they're
FIFA,
sitting on. What money can we not get?
U.S. soccer is, I don't know, but I don't know the financials of U.S. soccer. But yeah, I you know, I don't want to sit up here and sound like I'm taking something away from the Western Mass Pioneers. I'm not. They're
they played
a fantastic team, and.
But if you're the Rams, and like you've said all night, for a team that's played with 10 men, you've had calls go against you that you're sitting up here and saying, Ezekiel Lewis moves inside the area, crosses it. Muhammad is right there, but they were ready to call him offsides, as they will be giving that offsides.
here's another instance. I know what the rule says, but I don't think a high-level referee takes the time to blow the whistle when the goalie's going to punt it to put it down for a goal kick. Let the game play. They keep interrupting the play.
90 minutes.
90 minutes, and again, I'm not here to criticize referees. That's not my job. But like you said, we're all involved with this club, and it gets frustrating up here when you see the guys working the way they have, and to have,
a night
just
where
an inconsistency.
I mean, it's up for first place too, as we've reached the 90th minute.
Easily gone into first place with 3 points tonight.
Right. Western Mass will do that as it's sent downfield. And this is far from over in this Northeast Division. Don't be fooled, ladies and gentlemen. We have a long, long 7 weeks to go. 6 games to go, I should say, after Saturday, where the Rams will be in Vermont. But
And
we'll be on top of it.
Tough double next weekend again with a Friday at Lusitano and then a Saturday noon kickoff at Gillette Stadium against Portland Phoenix.
That's a doubleheader at Gillette. Your
Yeah.
Philadelphia boys
Philadelphia
coming on up.
Union are coming up to the Northeast. I will be there sporting the blue of the Union.
I thought you were going to say the blue of the Revs.
Despite the fact that you train with the red, white, and blue of the Revs, that is good loyalty, and that's like a blog waiting to happen.
You'd have a story written about you soon enough.
Well, you think,
Oh,
hey,
hey.
that could be a red card right there.
Now
Yeah,
Warren's
this
getting in the face. This is where it gets to the
Yes.
point where where's the refereeing? Why doesn't he stop the play?
Yeah, and I think Warren needs to be shown a yellow card there. There's no need for that. But this is the rivalry, and
I-90 Derby.
and this is a derby, and this is what we play for. This is what we all work for. These are the games that you love, and as Kiesel said, this game isn't even over, and we already can't wait to go to Ludlow, to Lusitano Stadium, next week. Even though we got a game in between, and we need to focus on that. That
Revenge is
that date is already circled. You can't wait to play this game again.
And if you get out to Luciano Stadium next Saturday night,
Friday night, next
Friday night, excuse me,
I think
be
it's
there.
an 8
Tickets
o'clock.
on sale now, though, for the match
at
between
Gillette.
at Gillette. So go to bostonrams.com or hit up John Fonseca on Twitter at Fonseca at large.
Yep.
And no, there's no 2 @ symbols in there. It's Fonseca at large, and then put the @ symbol in front of Fonseca.
Like there.
And that's
See,
a foul, and that's going to go against the Rams.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
That last shot that the goalkeeper Warren Gross did on Anderson.
Sure.
We had that little from Portugal versus Germany, the
Sure.
little headbutt.
Yeah.
Is that the same or is it something different?
To me,
I think it's a guy that doesn't want to get that involved, to be
No.
honest, this late in the game.
I've seen games, especially with these two, where that wouldn't have been, outside of the realm of possibility. That could have very easily turned into that, and I think the referee allowed it to get to a level where that could have happened. Whereas if he blows his whistle and gets in between them quickly, it's squashed.
So a final score of the Rams losing this one to the Western Mass Pioneers 4-2. The Rams still in 4th place, but dropped to 4-3 on the year, still remain with 12 points. They will be in Vermont this weekend to take on the Voltage. The Western Mass Pioneers advanced to 5-0-1 on the year, now 16 points, and take the lead in the Northeast Division at 16 points. Seacoast United drops down to 2nd place with 14 points and has the advantage on CFC Azul, who is also tied with 14 points on goal differential. Kiesel Broom, thank you very much, brother, for coming up here this evening. Feel better, okay? Nick Thompson did a great job tonight, but I know you, the competitor you are, that is killing you to be up here instead of out there.
Back.
So,
They should get back.
feel better, man, and
Thank you.
go Giants. So for the final time here from Veterans Memorial Field, the Rams lose this one to the Western Mass Pioneers by a final count 4-2. For Mike Agostinho, the keeper, Kiesel Broom, I'm Tommy Q. I will see you next time.